Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Pearce, and I'm doing my first episode of Prize Prediction, and I'm with my boy Cody. Dank, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to him, I'm gonna put the link to his YouTube and his Twitch as well in the description below. Show him some love. He be doing fight prediction videos, man, and I believe what was your predictions on this card? I believe it was like something to 1.
12-1 tonight. Yeah,
exactly.
Good night. Can't complain. Definitely did miss out on one bet. I had the second fight of the night, that Semelsberger versus Sano fight, to go over a round and a half. I was hoping Sano could come out and do a little wrestling just to slow it down a little, but it did not go like that. My man got knocked out in 15 seconds. Started off a little rough, but we ended up hitting all the rest of the bets. And I did pick Semelsberger in that fight. The only bet I picked wrong, or not bet, but pick that I picked wrong was Jonathan Pearce. He beat Omar Moraes in the first fight of the night. I was not confident in that pick, but I did lean Moraes. Pearce, I knew could turn it up late because Moraes does slow down, and that's exactly what he did. Moraes started off pretty good, but Pearce just, that cardio, man. Cardio is such a killer in MMA or any combat sport.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Moraes started to slow down. Pearce got that rear naked choke. Yeah, those first 2 fights were bangers. That third fight was pretty good too. You said Nick Maximov. What'd you think about that fight with Cody Brundage?
Man, that fight, I mean, it was exciting, but it was also like, he's just wrestling. He's just trying to get the decision. Yeah. And honestly, it was like, meh. But it was exciting, more so to say, but it could have been a little bit more.
It was pretty crazy seeing Maximov come in there, wrestle heavy game. I mean, I knew he was going to wrestle, but it's just, you know, he fights with the Diaz bros, and I can just imagine them sparring.
Exactly.
He wants to shoot takedowns. He's sitting there boxing the Diaz bros because he's like, I can't be a bitch. Can't be a bitch. He was good. And early on in that fight, I thought Cody was going to, it looked like
me too.
Cody was going to be able to stuff his shots and just knock him out. But once he started slowing down, I was like, oh, Maximov was dropping to both knees, which you never see. Like, that's when you know a guy is confident in his wrestling. He was dropping to both knees to shoot those takedowns.
I noticed that too.
And then the early prelims ended off with that Jalin Turner fight. That was pretty sick. I mean, I had Jalin Turner winning. I figured he would knock Malik out, but it was pretty. He ended up getting the submission after rocking him. It was pretty sick though, as long as it lasted.
Yeah, no, that man, But Jalin Turner has been like performing real well recently. Otherwise, I'm tripping. But that man is.
Yeah, no, he's 6'3". He's 6'3" at lightweight. Like, he's an enormous lightweight.
He's a lightweight.
Yeah.
I thought he was oh my.
He beat that Brock Weaver dude, the dude who went viral for like dog fighting. He just came off a win over that guy, beat the piss out of him. But I mean. The dude he was fighting, Madik, is 6-0 with 5 first-round finishes and 1 that was like a minute into the second round. So, I mean, I knew I bet in that fight the fight to not go to decision, so that cashed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty sick, honestly. People were talking about Jalin Turner's jiu-jitsu on the internet or like on Twitter and stuff. I'm like, man, as a jiu-jitsu guy, I got to say, it was the striking, really.
Yeah.
He sat his ass down.
Yeah, bro. Then what's the next fight we got?
We were talking about a little bit, Roxanne and Taila Santos. Man, can they throw my girl Roxanne a bone? I swear, every time she fights, she's like plus 450. I'm like, she comes in there, she got like 7 things of equipment on her body. She got 2 knee pads, an elbow pad.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this girl half broke.
She is, bro. And honestly, like, let me ask you this. Do you think it's time with Roxanne? Like, before she gets cut by the UFC and everyone be sad, but do you think it's time for her to just walk away?
Man, it's possible. I mean, I don't know if you heard on the broadcast, she actually has the record for most fights for a professional MMA female fighter.
Oh yeah,
I think that was her 45th. And I mean, she has fought like everybody who's relevant at that weight class. But I mean, do I see her like really competing against like anybody ranked? Really not. I mean, the thing is about Roxanne that people just like her, man, because she's super relatable.
Yeah.
She's like literally not athletic at all. She's not really good at any particular thing. She's just tough and scrappy. That shit's obviously gotten her a long way. I mean, Taila Santos, I figured that fight would go to decision. I bet the fight to go to decision, but a lot of people thought she was going to go in there and just knock Roxanne out. But I had a feeling that Roxanne would just grit it out. But I mean, to be fair, like I hate to throw shade, but that's really the best you can get out of Roxanne against these type of matchups. Is like, okay, yeah, maybe she can survive. She's tough as shit.
Yeah.
Like her jiu-jitsu's not amazing. It's decent. And then on the feet, she's just so slow and plotty, and she's just not athletic at all. She doesn't hit very hard. She's just tough. She's got pretty good, or not better than pretty good. She's got good cardio. She's tough as shit, and she's just, I mean,
and I wasn't
scrappy.
I'm not trying to shit on Roxanne. I just don't want to see her go out bad with like. And also I didn't think she was gonna get knocked. She's tough as hell, so I didn't think she was gonna get finished. Even going against Taila Santos, I didn't think she was gonna get finished, but I don't want to see her go out bad. It's gonna be bad. Like UFC gonna get backlash behind letting her go, so I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely like a little low key amongst like the hardcores. I didn't want to say a fan favorite. It's not like she's like super popular, but amongst the hardcores, they all respect her.
Okay,
Like I said, 45 pro fights. She's fought so many, not only just tough girls, but a bunch of matchups where like a lot of people would not take that fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but shit, the next fight was pretty dope. That Chris Daukaus fight, Shamil Abdurakhimov. Shamil coming in off that 2-year layoff, man. I was pretty interested to see like if he was gonna be able to slow Daukaus down. Yo, first of all, the thing that I just couldn't get over, if you go and look at Daukaus's debut, they don't look like the same human being. Chris Daukaus, when he came into the UFC, he was cutting weight to make 265. He was fat as shit.
Damn.
And like his whole face looked different because my man looked like he lost. I mean, he's lost like 50 pounds. It looked like 10 of those pounds came out of his face.
Really?
Like my man's face looked entirely different. He looked like a different human being. But that aside, man, he definitely looked like a beast. I mean, Shamil before that, his only losses are like Derek Lewis, Curtis Blaydes. I think he lost to Walt Harris, but it was by like first round knockout, which is like the only way Walt Harris can win a fight. I'm not throwing no shade. Like we all love Walt Harris, but like I'm actually giving him a compliment. In that first round, my man's dangerous as hell. If you can survive that first round, you're probably good. But
thing is that even in the first round when he knocked him down, like bruh, that man had
so but I was like, why is there so much spit chilling in my man's mouth? Because both times he got knocked down, it was like excessive amounts of fucking saliva in that mouth. I'm like, bro, is he onto some Dagestani secret? Like, bro, if I keep a bunch of saliva in my mouth, it keeps me concentrated. I don't know what it is, or I wanted to look that up.
But no, his hands is vicious. Definitely somebody to look out for. And then the next fight was Dan Hooker versus Nasrat. Oh my goodness, bro,
that was pretty crazy considering like what both. It's like it was hard to root for either one because Dan Hooker, obviously everybody kind of knew his situation, got his passport last second, literally got into Vegas on Thursday, woke up Friday morning to make weight, and he's a big-ass lightweight. That man makes lightweight. He's like, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah. And
like jacked. Like he's got broad shoulders and shit. So he's a big-ass lightweight. So I can only imagine that weight cut wasn't easy. And then so everybody was talking about that, but nobody was talking about the fact that Nasrat also got his passport late.
Yes,
like, what are the chances of that? He was stuck in Germany, and not only was he in Germany till Thursday as well, just like Hooker, but bro, he was in Germany for his mother's funeral.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Mom passed away like in the last couple days.
I did not know that.
Like last week. Yeah. So my man was going through it. So definitely nothing but respect just for getting in there. I mean, that was a huge step up. He has looked great, but I mean, Dan Hooker is an absolute beast.
Bruh.
So that's tough.
The fact that he showed grappling too, and then like it was like a lot of fighters shoot takedowns, but he was like shooting them off of like he ducked the hook and then he shot the takedown and shit was like
timing.
Yes, bro, that shit was
timing
beautiful.
On those shots was perfect. I was watching it with my team and my coach. He was just like, he was going nuts on some of those takedowns because I mean, especially coming from a kickboxer. Like Dan Hooker came into the UFC a kickboxer, straight up. Like not just because he's from City Kickboxing, because some of them dudes can grapple. Look at Volkanovski. He does train with a second camp too, but yeah, no. But Dan Hooker definitely looks like in the off time. I mean, I will say he looked like a little timid on the feet, at least early on.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did get knocked out in his last fight.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm sure that's hard to just completely forget about. But
plays a factor.
It was Mike Chandler. And before then, Hooker's always been durable. I mean, look at that Poirier fight. He took so much damage. And the Paul Felder fight.
Barboza, too.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That was an insane one. Oh, my God.
Man took damage.
But, nah, he looked great, man. His grappling was on point. Those knees, that was something I talked about a lot on my breakdown. I was like, I just felt like he was going to be just tearing a Nasrat up with those strikes up the middle, that uppercut, that knee up the middle, that teep kick. And sure enough, man, he was spamming knees. It looked like UFC 4 out there. Knee elbow. Man, it was clinch spamming with that knee elbow, ducking under. I was like, oh.
Like he dead ass was.
Man, it's the UFC 4. Bro, but that next fight, that was probably, honestly, I would probably have to say that was fight of the night. Even though it was tough.
Bruh.
I mean, you could definitely say the main event for sure, but the main event spoiler alert, got a little into a beatdown. Yeah. So I would honestly say fight of the night was that Marlon Moraes fight. Bro.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. That first round.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was insane. See, technically, I was gonna be in the clear no matter what because I had Merab parlayed up, but then I hedged my bet a little bit with Moraes first round KO at like plus 1,600 or plus 1,400, and I was just sitting there like, hey, whichever way, because I'm winning regardless. I thought he was about it. Merab literally at one point of that first round, my man Merab said, "Fuck the bullshit." He turned his back and ran. I don't know if you caught that. My man literally said he was kind of backtracking, like running off to the side a little bit. And then he got stuck a couple more times, and then my man said, all right, fuck all this shit. My man got the fuck, bro. He said, I'm out this bitch. I'll be back in a second. He could not get his feet under him.
That man, Marlon,
that was crazy.
That was tough. And then he just come back and just smash Marlon Moraes. And I want to say this, bro. I don't know if you noticed it too, but every time Marlon Moraes is getting like ground and pounded or finished, his facial expression stays the same. Like a lot of fighters say like their eyes get low and they just get. Marlon Moraes' face literally stays the same, getting fucking smashed, bro. He was
getting flash KO'd over like several times during that ground and pound. I was watching, and if you watched after what was it, the second round where it got really brutal at the end, then the third when he came back out, and then there was a point where Merab's hitting him, and like the commentary talked about it a little bit too. I was like, am I tripping? This man was like, it looked like he was knocked out while getting grounded pounded, but he was like, his body was just defending. Like he was staring off into space, just getting drilled.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really reacting. I was like, are they going to stop this? It was just a weird, it literally looked like, and honestly, I hate to say it, man, knock on wood, I hope the man's all right. But man, that's 4 straight finishes. Like the Henry Cejudo fight started off great, got knocked out. And that's just typical Marlon. Henry Cejudo, then he fought Corey Sandhagen, got spinning wheel kicked. Then whoever isn't his manager Ali Abdelaziz? I don't know what they're doing to this man. Because 2 months after getting wheel kicked by Corey Sandhagen, they put him there. What's a good matchup coming off 2 months after getting knocked out? Oh, let's give him the best boxer in the division. Goes in there and Rob Fine. Okay, yeah, got KO'd again. Now my man got KO'd again. And it felt like the UFC was like, all right, we're going to give you another tough matchup because they pay this man like $250,000 to show, $250,000 to win. So not going to give him any free paychecks. They're going to give him a hard matchup. But I was thinking, okay, they gave him a Rob, somebody who's typically like position over finish. He's going to just try to get on top of Moraes. Not this one. My man Merab said, you going to fucking rock me? Okay, he took it personally.
Nah, he smashed his shit.
Cause yeah, man, Merab was getting beat up in that first 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden, tides changed like most Moraes fights. But Yeah, that was a good fight, man. That was probably fight of the night for me.
Nah, that was definitely fight of the night in my opinion too. But who's next? Jessica Andrade, Cynthia Calvillo. It's not too much to say about this. I don't know if Cynthia Calvillo has hype anymore. Like she had a little bit of hype, and then she lost her last fight. And who was that against? Who was that against? That she lost her last fight to, and it was like.
Oh wait, that's bothering me. Hold up. It was Kaylin Chukagian, someone who just got Andrade just finished with that brutal body hook.
Yeah, and it's like she just gave up. She got in the corner. It's like she just gave up. I'm not gonna be like just disrespect her like that, but it just looked like she just gave up, bro.
I mean, I knew going into this that was one of my most confident picks on the entire card. I had Andrade parlayed up too, and I had Daukaus inside the distance, which cashed, I meant to say, too. And I had Merab in that parlay. So this has been a good card. And going into this one, I was really confident because this was the other leg of my parlay. I had Andrade. And this was, like, probably my most confident pick. I mean, obviously, besides, like, Valentina, okay, Matthew Semelsberger, who was fighting the Sano guy on, like, short notice, okay. Sano was really only in there because he was Nick Diaz's boy. We all know that. The guy hasn't even fought in years, and he was coming off 2 losses. So besides the obvious 2 there, I thought Jessica Andrade, this was a horrible matchup, man, because first of all, Andrade's like 5'1", little meatball. and you're fighting a little meatball with heaviest hands in the entire division.
Yeah.
And then if you're Cynthia Calvillo, who's not a very good striker, I mean, it's decent against lower level competition.
Yeah.
But if you're Cynthia Calvillo and you're fighting anybody at this in this ranked division, you're gonna have to take them down. Good luck shooting, getting under those hips. The girl's 5'1". She got the heaviest hands in the division, and your game plan is to take her down. That's tough. So I knew going into this. Not only that, but Andrade typically is like she makes up for her lack of like technique on the feet with her just devastating power. But in this fight, I was like, yo, she's literally the slicker striker.
Yeah.
So she has more power. She's a better striker. She got elite takedown defense. And really, Cynthia's only bet is to get on top. And I did not see that happening. So I kind of knew this one was coming. I figured she would definitely win, and I figured she'd probably stop her. Did I think that Cynthia was going to kind of, like you said, kind of just shell up and kind of accept that? I mean, I'm not, like you said, not trying to throw any shade, respect to everybody who gets in the cage, but definitely seemed like she kind of knew the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
Let me just go ahead and live to fight another day.
And I know Cynthia's tough, too.
Yeah, no, that's why it was surprising to see that, but, yeah, I mean, shit.
Curtis Blaydes, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
Another one that went exactly how I figured.
Yeah. I wanted Rozenstruik to win, but I wasn't surprised Curtis Blaydes win. I just honestly, with all due respect, Curtis Blaydes, he's like the Donald Cerrone of heavyweight. Like he gets up there, the second he gets in that okay, this is your time. If you get the beat, and it's like I don't see him beating Cyril Gane. I don't see him beating Francis. Derek Lewis just literally baptized him. Like it's tough for Curtis Blaydes, bro, and he has the ability to win, but he has bad goddamn luck, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to play devil's advocate, you could argue like the only 2 dudes to beat it. Like he has 3 losses, 2 are to Francis Ngannou, and 1's to Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
So he's only lost 3 times, all by KO. Well, 1 by doctor stoppage, so TKO.
Yeah.
2 KOs to the hardest hitting man on the planet.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, I definitely feel like he would have a better chance against Gane. Now, again, like I'm a believer in Gane at this point. This man is so technical everywhere. But I do think if anybody's gonna beat him, I think it would probably be somebody who's gonna try to take. Like I don't know if a game plan to just trying to knock that guy out is a really great game plan. Curtis Blaydes might. At least the good thing for Curtis Blaydes, I mean the 2 guys that have been able to beat him by just catching him with a big shot.
Yeah.
The good thing, at least in that matchup, was not that Gane can't knock you out, because he can. First of all, it's heavyweight. Anybody can knock somebody out.
Exactly.
But at least, he's got a better chance to be able to eat one of Gane's shots while he shoots the takedown than Francis or Derek Lewis. So maybe he could grind Gone down and wrestle him. I mean, I do think Blaydes is with DC retired, he's the best wrestler.
Easily.
Yeah, in the division, and probably has the best cardio in the division. Well, I would say him or Gone. Gone's got, with the amount of volume Gone throws, to be able to keep that pace up, he's definitely up there with best cardio. But that was why I knew this was going to be a good fight for Blaydes, because this man Rozenstruik just does not let his hands go.
At all.
This man is a statue. He's heavyweight Tyron Woodley.
Bro. Like, it's pain watching it, bro. It's like, do something, bro. Like, let the hands go. And I don't know, bro. It just ain't good for Rozenstruik, honestly. And the next matchup, just
looked lost on that ground. I gotta say,
oh boy,
my man looked like, we were talking during the fights with me and my team. I'm like, man, it's crazy when you see a guy ranked in the UFC and it looks like this man is straight up never done a beginner jiu-jitsu class in his life. I was like, bro, like, get an underhook maybe. I don't know. Like, again. Do I want to fight Jairzinho Rozenstruik? Nope, I'm good, man. Probably punch my head off my shoulders. But I'm just like, yo, like you gotta have huge balls to go into the UFC octagon. Like, I'm gonna just knock these dudes out. I don't need to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
you get taken down.
Get an underhook maybe. Like, I don't know, shit. But yeah, I mean, Curtis Blaydes went in there and did what he did, just drowned him. Did exactly what I figured he would.
I know the next fight probably hurt you just a little bit. It excited you, but it also hurt you at the same time.
Honestly, I was kind of okay with how it went, just because, man, like, I saw people that actually know a lot about fighting that were betting Nick Diaz. I'm like, dude, Nick Diaz is my favorite fighter of all time. I got to meet the guy, fanboyed out for like the first time in my life. Never fanned out like that hard. And I'm telling you, going into this fight, I just couldn't have money against Nick Diaz. It's just like I said in my video, I'm like, look, if you're betting this fight, bet Robbie Lawler. He's literally been active. I get he hasn't let his hands go. He hasn't looked great. Also hasn't looked great against who? Motherfucking RDA, fucking Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman. Like, okay.
And then what's his name? What, Neil Magny? Probably the
Neil
most
Magny was the last
active fucking fighter.
Oh wait, no, he didn't fight Kamaru Usman. He fought Ben. He had that fluky fight with Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Where he was absolutely beating the piss out of Ben Askren. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't looked great, but he doesn't look great against the best. Now he's fighting a guy who hasn't fought in almost 7 years, hasn't won in almost 10 years.
Exactly.
And I mean, Nick, we all know, like, did he come in the best of shape? No, but honestly, man, I saw some people who, like, throwing shade. I'm like, bro, honestly, like, coming from a guy who does, like, trains and a guy who went in there thinking, oh God, man, Nick's about to, this isn't gonna go good. But honestly, we were all pretty impressed, me and my team. I'm like, yo, Nick don't look bad out there. My man threw like 170 strikes in the first round.
Looking like UFC 4. Looking like UFC 4.
I was like, this has got to be pain and pride. This block breaking. I saw, who was that? Marshall tweeted that.
Romero did too.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, my man was throwing the volume. And I saw some people debating, like, oh, did he gas out? Now, he was definitely a little tired, for sure. But the real shit is, my man started to get a little tired, and Robbie bombed on him there at the end.
Yeah.
That fucking hook was on the temple. Have you seen what Robbie Lawler's fucking upper body looks like? Well, his whole body, but like, yo, my man put a fucking moose knuckle on that.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wrong word. Hold up. Pause. It's like, no. Put that shit on his temple, though. My man Nick was, like, just the fact that he didn't get slept shows what that man's chin was, because when he went down to that knee, he was not all the way there.
Yeah.
He was out. Yeah, at first I thought he might have hurt his leg or something, because he did have a nice big old welt from those leg kicks on his leg. I thought maybe he might have, like, twisted his knee up when he got clobbered with that bomb, but nah, I think my man was just, like, really out of it.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight, honestly. I thought they both looked good, honestly. Like, I was sitting there after the first like 2 rounds, I'm like, damn, bro, you were wrong to doubt. Not that I was thinking, oh, Nick's about to win this fight. I mean, it was competitive, but I was just thinking, hey, that's what I tweeted out. I was like, win or lose, bro, like,
respect.
Nick didn't like. He showed up better than like the community gave him credit for.
Yeah.
My man went in there and was throwing them things with
Yeah.
scary ass Robbie Lawler. Motherfucking Robbie Lawler sitting on the. I'm like, bro, I would not want to fight that guy.
Robbie Lawler's brawlic.
That man looks scary as shit. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. That man be across the cage with dudes that look like Nick Diaz and Ben Askren, and I'm like, and it's like if you didn't watch fighting, you're like, dude, this guy's gonna eat this man.
Yeah.
Like what?
Nah, that's what it looks like.
Nick looked good for real, and that was a good fight.
Wasn't it Valentina?
Much better than that co-main. Jeez, I mean, what really could we really expect? I mean, there's not a whole lot to even talk about.
It's Valentina. Like, Lauren Murphy just obviously was slower. Like,
yeah, we knew that going into it.
Like, Valentina was on point with that striking. Like, when the fact that she landed a spinning back fist and had enough time to land a cross right afterwards, I was like, bruh.
Bro, if I kept saying, like, yo, if I just had $1 for every time Valentina hit her with this jab
cross,
left overhand. Yeah, it was like a cross, but she would switch it to, like, an overhand left.
Yeah.
And then as you're backing off from the overhand,
lead low kick.
Throws that lead leg kick. And literally, bro, she must have thrown that combo 50 times.
And it landed.
She was just like, because like, people say, like, oh, she's spamming that. Wouldn't you just, like, counter it? But it's like, yo, if you're throwing a combination, even when you're just sparring, even if you're just boxing sparring, if I'm throwing a combination and the guy is not giving correct defense, I'm just going to keep throwing.
Exactly, as you should.
Like, I'm going to spam that B button until you hit the right block. Like,
exactly.
You know, this ain't UFC 4. This is a cage fight, and my brain health is on the line. If you ain't defending a combination correctly, I'm going to just spam that motherfucker. And that's what Valentina was doing.
Bruh.
And
she landed that right hook.
Yeah.
And she went mink.
Yeah, that combo. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. There was a moment where Lauren is just like, first she got clipped with the first shot, and there was like a glancing head kick, and Lauren, then she started hitting those 1-2s, and Lauren was looking off into the distance like, bink, 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 bink.
And
I'm
then,
like, bro.
Before we move to the next fight, bro, what do you think about her husband, basically, in the corner, telling her like you're looking good, and like, bro, you're literally lying to her. Like,
I mean, I guess you're trying to like, maybe I always try to keep an open mind because you never know like what that coach thinks that fighter needs to hear. Like I try to think like, you know, they got to know their fighter the best. Maybe like some fighters you got to calm down. Mm-hmm. Like you got to actually do the opposite. You got to tell them like, hey, like, you know, calm down, breathe, like, you know, like stick to the game plan. There's certain fighters it's the opposite. They're so methodical. It's like you got to tell them like, hey, motherfucker, like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like it's time to fucking put the fucking, you know, foot to the gas pedal. So there's like a bunch of different, like, you know, you got to know your fighter. So maybe, you know, obviously him being not only the coach, but her husband should probably know him. You know, I would assume.
Yeah, that's true.
Knows the best what to say. But no, I agree. Like we were all sitting there while he's saying that. She's like, or he was like, you're doing fine. It's like, well, I mean, I guess that depends on what your goals are going into the fight. Like if your goals are to just survive, then by that second, third round, okay, yeah, you're doing fine. But I mean, you know, if your goals are to win the fight, no aspect was, you know, she was losing every aspect. And you could tell from the opening bell, man. Respect for getting in there, but opening bell, you could tell. Lauren was throwing out some feeler jabs, and you could just tell that, like, she just knew, like, God damn, there's no openings. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
She just looked so gun shy. She didn't want to throw nothing because Valentina, so, man, she was throwing so many kicks, both legs. Like, Lauren was trying to circle out of Valentina's, like, away from her power, like, away from that left leg. But it's like, yo, Valentina will throw that question mark, and she'll throw that front leg roundhouse, too. And, man, she was coming so close. It was a couple head kicks that landed, like, just toes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bro.
I do remember one of them, too.
Yeah.
But, bruh, the main event.
Yeah, what a great fight, man. Shit.
Bruh.
Like, Volkanovski never gets credit. Like, I'm a Max lover, too, so I get why You know, I did think Volkanovski won the first fight, but the second fight, I had to give that to Max.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Motherfuckers got to put some respect on Volkanovski's name,
Bruh.
bro. Like,
it's literally the definition of built different.
yeah.
Like,
I know because I've been in those same positions in jiu-jitsu, bro. Especially, like, it's one thing to grit out, like, even a triangle. Like, that triangle, we were all, like, me, 3 blue belts, and a black belt are sitting there like, oh, it's over. It's over. Because he locked the triangle. And the funny thing was, the hilarious shit, I'm sitting there with my boy Rufus, who's also a blue belt. And I'm like, bro, Volk, you better get out that guard. Get out that. You are sitting in T-City's guard. And Rufus literally looked over at me like, shut up. He's smashing him. Like, he was like, shit. Bro, 3 seconds later, my man was in a triangle. I was like, I fucking told you, bro. Oh. And then once he scooped the leg, it should have been over. Bro, his nickname is T-City.
You're right.
For a reason.
Exactly.
Triangle City. He's a high-level black belt who specializes in triangles and guards. He's a guard submission specialist, and specifically the triangle. Bro, he did everything perfect. That was a perfect triangle. He was in that shit tight. Went 1 in, 1 out. Grabbed the shin, pulled it in, went to triangle, scooped the leg. Once you underhook that leg, it's over. Volkanovski literally went back because there's nowhere for him to go. He was literally like this, and he just fucking sunk back, and I'm like, oh, it's over. Like, he's literally getting his neck folded and cranked. That shit can break your neck. But triangles typically are a little bit more safe because it's more of like, it's a slower choke. It's not like, it's not as much of a crank typically as like a guillotine. So it was one thing that he somehow managed to get out of that triangle just by basically, like, he's lucky it wasn't like the first round really.
Oh, it would have been curtains.
Ortega's legs were probably a little dead at that point.
Curtains.
But that guillotine, because you know it's tight when he was already, it was so under the chin and tight. And before I even get into the tightness, how about how quick my man Ortega scooped that bitch up? My man Volk touched the ground for like 1 second. And my man Ortega latched up a mounted guillotine like he was a fucking anaconda. That shit like was in less than a second. My man went from on his feet to mounted guillotine. And that's like my favorite submission in all of jiu-jitsu. So like it just looked like a high level version of me doing like my favorite shit. And I'm like, bro, I literally about like
I lost my shit too.
About happened. Yeah.
I lost my shit too.
I was like, oh, it's over. And you know it's tight when you're on that guillotine. When Volkanovski basically conceded the fact, like, typically you want to fight the hands. Like, literally today, my coach was talking about how I have really good guillotine defense because we have this big-ass jack dude who's been training with us for a little while. And some of the new guys were wondering why he couldn't hit this guillotine on me. But it's like, guillotine was my first favorite move for so long. When you have a good favorite move, your defense for it naturally gets good. So Volkanovski made the good defense. He started fighting the hands. You know a guillotine. You know he was this close to getting tapped because he literally had to concede the hand fighting because he was so deep under the chin, and he just started resorting to just trying to squirm and create some space and push the hips. Like, you saw the scene where he's literally getting choked and he's just squirming and he's trying to push the hips, and that looks like he's just dying like a fish out of water. That is an escape, but it's like you're dying. These are the seconds before you tap type of escape. Yeah. Like shit that you're not doing. Like if that belt wasn't on the line, if Volkanovski wasn't an absolute unit, bro, 99% of the people in that and the UFC are tapping to choke. Not let alone that ain't just any guillotine. That's high level black belt, fucking choke specialist Brian Ortega on your neck, bro. He's trying to break your shit. Like Volkanovski could have got his neck broken there. That's what the triangle. It did get a little. It got so tight that there is a chance you could hurt your neck. But when I tell you that guillotine, yeah, it was choking my man to sleep for sure. But even more so than that, that mounted triangle, you're ripping their head off, bro. Yeah. Like I've been in mounted triangles from black belts, and your head feels like it's being ripped off. Like, damn. My man is a dog for sitting in that shit. He was in a fully locked. That shit is done. We were literally like, including my black belt who's been doing jiu-jitsu for 20 years, is sitting there like, oh, that's GG. Like, that's over. It's over. Because That was the fight. If this is UFC 304, that was the final stage of the submission, bro. The bar was filled. That shit was done. There was nothing more Ortega needed to do.
He still didn't get it.
My man just gritted it. He just said, like, I'm gonna take the chance. You're gonna have to break my neck out here or put my ass to sleep. Because my boy Volkanovski was not tapping tonight.
Nah, he wasn't gonna tap.
He was not tapping.
He wasn't.
You were gonna have to put him to sleep or break my man's neck. So shit, retain the title, well deserved, man.
Nah, Volk looked real good, real fucking good. Them damn low kicks is so goddamn vicious too. And then Brian Ortega, that nigga is got the heart of a lion. Like, bruh. Then the referees, yeah, I'm good. Like, bro. Yeah, respect.
He definitely could have got it, especially after that 4th round when he was so beat up. He just used. I know how demoralizing it is when you're so tired, let alone getting your face bashed in like that, and then you're going for submissions. You're getting so close, and then they get out. It's like, I know his ass was just. He did not want to go back out there, but he was too much of a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He had his moments. Like, Volkanovski definitely, like, dominantly won that fight easily, but, like, at the same time, my boy Ortega, like,
even at the end of round 5, he was going crazy.
Yeah, that last 30 seconds, he had Volkanovski like, all right, man, shit.
Like, you got it.
Just go ahead and circle and get this decision, because there was a little minute there, like maybe 3rd or 2nd minute in the 5th round where it looked like Volkanovski was going to start pressing for the finish. Then Ortega started landing shots, and I literally watched Volkanovski just switch. He was like, all right, fuck this. I'm taking too many chances right now. I'm going to just go ahead and take this dub.
Yeah.
But, hey, it was a great fight, honestly.
Facts. It was a good-ass fight card, bro. Definitely a good fight card.
Fun. I mean, I'm biased because I definitely won some money, but I thought it was a great card. I mean, yeah, the co-main, like, would I have loved to see Valentina against, like, a tougher matchup? Yeah, but, I mean, who?
Right.
Who? She's cleared out the division.
She really has.
And Volkanovski, it kind of sucks because it's like, dude, the only person I see really beating him is Max. And it's tough because now Max is about to fight Yair. I think Max is going to box Yair's fucking nose off. So after that, I guess Dana already said he's going to make Max Volk 3 if they both win. Now Volk won, so if Max wins, we about to see. And what happens if Max wins that fight, bro?
Now they got to do it
a 4th time. What if Max wins that one? Max Volk 5. That one's a draw. Then they're running that bitch back a 6th time. Then he breaks Volkanovski's leg. Then he says, "Oh, it was my ankle." No, I'm playing. We're gonna run Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor back.
I hope they don't.
7 times.
But yeah, bro, this was definitely fun doing this with my boy Cody. Like I said, link to his Twitch where he streams, link to his YouTube where you can watch his prediction videos. As you see, the man can make you some easy money. I'll put both of those in the description below. Appreciate you doing this with me, Cody. Again, this is probably going to happen after every pay-per-view. Definitely going to be doing this, man. But, hey.
Yeah, I'd be down to do some pre-fight breakdowns, too. Some pre-fight, some post-fight, whatever, man. Always down to chop up MMA, especially with my boy here. So exactly. I appreciate you having me on here, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to like the video if you even made it this far into it. If you did, I appreciate you for real, for real. Subscribe up and turn on the notifications. Y'all boys stay up, stay blessed, keep moving forward. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.